All right, spotting a future racist as a kid and doing what we could at the time to try and do something about it. So, here's going to be that story. First things first, got to give a shout out as always to my people who have came back for the stories. And if it's your first time, then welcome. And yeah, these are my personal stories of juvenile delinquency, for lack of a better term. Yeah, here we go. So, this is going to take place all the way back in seventh grade. Okay, seventh grade, middle school. I know a lot of my stories tend to be around that time, but we're some wild kids, man. What can I say? So, it's seventh grade. I've made towards the end of sixth grade, I was able to make some friends and start meeting people, whatever. So seventh grade was different than sixth grade. So seventh grade, you know, we're at school, it's a regular day, whatever, and then this new kid comes to our school, and I'm gonna call him Robert, which is not far off from what his real name actually is. And his name won't be hard to find after this. So, his name is Robert for this video. Okay. So, and you'll understand why I'm using that down the way. So, he comes to our school, and just immediately there's like a consensus of people that didn't even hang out together. Like it was very random, like groups of kids that like he just managed to like rub a lot of people the wrong way. So like we uh we all kind of like got together and we decided, like, dude, like, we need to get this kid out of here. Like, I don't really remember exactly what he did. He did some shit. Like, he for sure, like, we didn't just like decide to do that out of nowhere. Like, he was definitely like doing something that like warranted some kind of action. That much action, I don't know. I can't really remember. This was a while ago. There was another incident that happened with someone else that warranted some action. That I forget what happened to him, but that's another video for another time. So we decided that I forget if he was in my PE class or if we just did this during like lunch, but basically we decided that we were gonna get him kicked out on hearsay. There's no that's like the best way to put it is we were all just gonna say like we all said that he threw a baseball bat at someone, like someone who was kind of like small and stuff, and it was really just like a bunch of people's words versus his word. And he's the new kid, and I don't think he really had made many friends, but I mean, I'm telling you, this guy he rubbed people the wrong way. Like, it wasn't just like some weird kid in the corner or whatever. Like, he was doing like weird shit, like not cool shit, disrespectful shit. Like, that was more like the aim of it, of just like, this kid's an asshole, let's get him out of here. So we all just were like, yep, he threw a baseball bat oh, it was at a girl. We're like, yeah, he threw a baseball bat at that girl. And we figured that would, kind of trigger something. And it did. So he ended up, I forget what school he went to, but like he ended up getting kicked out. So we got him out of there, and like, life went on. So that happens, and he's still in the area. Like, his mom or dad or both of them, they managed a apartment complex that was in Torrance, like the heart of Torrance. somewhere that I've been harassed by the police very close by, across the street, very familiar with the area. So, like, that happens, and like, you hear things over the years and stuff and whatever. And he had an older sister that I would see sometimes and whatever. And but I never really saw him too much. I would see him on Facebook and like stuff like that, but nothing really. So fast forward to whatever year that was, with the Charlottesville March with the tiki torches. Okay, so that's going on. I'm turning on the TV and I'm seeing the people with the tiki torches, and they're marching and they're saying, you will not replace us, and all this stuff. Okay, so I'm seeing that go down, and I'm like, whoa, what the fuck's going on? Of course. And like, I want to say, like, maybe a day or two later, I see something that's on Google, and or no, it's not on Google, it's on YouTube, and it's explaining a South Bay racist hatred group that they specifically wear like a certain color, and they have like a little like uniform type thing that, like, I don't even want to describe it to give these dudes any kind of anything, but like, they literally like went out to Charlottesville to incite violence. Like, that was their whole deal. That was the only reason why they went there, was try to stir some shit up. And like, the I don't know if it's the facial recognition or like whatever it is, but like, literally, they have like a video of it, and they pause the video, and they have these three guys that I only know one of them. Three of they're all from the general area that I'm from, and I think one of them is from the actual city, Torrance, as well as the one that I do know that's from Torrance. Okay, so like, literally, it freezes the frame on them and like highlights their bodies and says their names, ages, where they're from, past crimes they've committed, like everything, the whole 9 yards. So I see that, and I'm like, man, like, like, they got this full of dead to rights, like, literally. Like, he thought he's wearing like a little bandana that's like halfway, that like bikers will wear, and it's just like, it's not gonna hide you very well, And this kid was always like a pretty boy. He always tried to act like a pretty boy with straightened hair, and that was another reason that we didn't like him, was just because he just like, not that anyone was jealous or anything, but we were just like, get the fuck out of here, dude. So, anyways, like, you can clearly see them on video just like punching people in the face, like yelling in people's faces, like, there's no doubt about it that they're just there to like fuck shit up. Okay, so that happens, and I don't remember what they're called or anything. If I find a link for them, I'm going to try to look it up. I'll put it in the description. Okay, so I don't want to give them credit or anything, but like, it's like factual evidence that like you'll see, and you'll understand who I'm talking about when I say Robert. Okay, so that happens, and I don't know exactly what happens with them. Like, for all I know, they left the South Bay, went out to Charlottesville, fucked some shit up, got on a plane, came back. Like, I don't know if they got arrested out there. I don't know what, but they have that energy of like a crowd of like parade of people walking down the street, and then some fucking asshole in a truck drives by and just mauls like 40 people. It's like that type of energy, like, straight up. So like, they do their thing, and like a couple months goes by. Like more than a couple months, like close to a year goes by, okay? So, at the time, my brother had actually moved down from where he was staying at, and he was living with a couple friends, and he was living in the apartment complex that was ran by this guy's mom and dad, you know. And, his mom and dad, I don't want to speak on their lifestyle or whatever, but like you can assume it wasn't the most, holy lifestyle, put it that way. So, like, my brother was staying there. He had a couple roommates, whatever, and like I can actually remember this day that, like, because where he stayed was like 5 minutes away from where I was staying at the time. So I was in my car and I was going somewhere, and I remember driving by, and I would have to drive by his apartments, and I look at his apartments and I just see like fire trucks and SWAT cars and like every kind of like police cars, SWAT cars, fire trucks, like ambulances, uh like everything that you can imagine, really. Like the black like Hummer type cars, and like the just every type of tactical type thing you could imagine, you know. And like basically what had happened, and I found this out from my brother like later on, maybe a day later, maybe the same day, I don't know, because I probably checked in on him after I saw this of like, yo, I just drove by like your house, whatever. But apparently it was one of those things where the cops, they like kick in doors all at the same time, probably similar to what they just did in San Fernando Valley to all the Peckerwoods, that street notorious street gang, the Peckerwoods, not the prison gang Peckerwoods, or not prison gang, but the whites, but the street gang, the Peckerwoods. Of course they got to get something wrong. So, anyways, I think it was one of those things where it was a coordinated like raid. So, like my brother tells me like, he's minding his own business, and like he works late and stuff, so he's just trying to sleep. He might have had the day off, and all of a sudden he hears fucking like flash grenades, and they're like breaking the door down, and they straight up raid the apartment. And like they have to raid the apartment, they have to have like drug sniffing dogs and all this stuff because of like, I don't know, message boards and other shit that like he talked about that there's no way he talked on some encrypted message board or something like that. Like I'd be fucking shocked. So they're being extra careful, They probably find some weapons. Like, they had to have found some weapons. There's no way they didn't. Like, guns, weapons, too. Not no knives or whatever, like, guns. So, like, it's just crazy that all the way back in the 7th grade, when we're fucking, like, 12 or however old you are, we just got that feeling like that this dude is not a good dude. And then like 10, 15 years later, we were proved exactly right. And like it was just wild the way that like, it was like I had feelings like that, my friends had feelings like that, people who we had classes with. Like it wasn't just like the kids that are like, the popular kids or whatever. Like there were like, just regular kids that would be like, yo, like that guy's weird. Like I don't like that guy. Like he said this or he did this or that. And like, even like someone who you think of as a nerd or a geek or like something like that, like was like something's not right with that guy, you know? Like the guy that we would think something's not right with that guy would come up to us and be like, something's not right with that guy, you know? That's probably a better way to put it. So, yeah, you know, I guess some people have, you know, that gaydar, and I guess we had that racist dar. Racist dar. Hey, I just made that up on the fly, so don't roast me too bad. Not that I would get a comment that says anything negative, positive, or indifferent, anyways, so fucking whatever. But, anyways, yep, that's just a story that, you know, call it foreshadowing, call it intuition, call it a gut feeling, whatever you want to call it. But, like, you know, we, you know, there's no other way to further prove that we made the right call as, you know, kids. That it might seem messed up, whatever, but I'd say that the good outweighs the bad of us kind of, you know, throwing them under the bus. But who knows? Like, if that fool was a school shooter or something like that, and we saved our entire school from some, you know, shit, then hey, people would have looked at us a lot differently. So I'm not trying to say we're heroes or anything like that, but that's the way that that went down. And yeah, like I said, I'm really going to try to link that in the description. So be on the lookout for that. So thanks for coming to my channel. Please like, comment, subscribe. It really means a lot. All right. Peace.